All right, 2020 season of Formula One. Event number 5 is going to be Austrian Grand Prix, taking place at Red Bull Ring. All right, and for this event, I will Team Mercedes and Red Bull Racing, both teams that I've used in previous Grand Prix events. They are both fairly close to maxed out in terms of the driver XP and team principal XP. So for third team, I will go with AlfaTauri, featuring Pierre Gasly. All right, and the tuning setup, it's all about the balance. So the earlier part of the circuit, we need speed, but the later part of the circuit, the final sector, we need the lateral grip. And we're given 5 days to complete this event. There are 7 stages, so it's one of the longer events. So just be prepared. Every stage, except for the very last stage 7, they will all have 4 goals each. So, and also when you first start this event, like many special events these days, you are going to be given 3-hour instant service and instant R&D on tuning. That is, unless you do what I'm doing here, which is I'm sort of deferring that because I'm going to try to push with the stock stat here. So no tuning, no driver upgrade level up or team principal level up. So yeah, running basically bare minimum and try to see if I can push as far as I can, so I won't be taking advantage of that instant tuning. I mean, if I'm just doing this for myself, I would just, I'll slap on as much tuning that I can afford with the motorsport dollars that I have banked up so far, which is, I think I can afford a decent number of them, which should make it pretty straightforward in terms of going through the entire event without necessarily struggling with the stock car here. But for YouTube, I will try to see how far I can push without spending any in-game currency or spending only minimum if I come across any impossible challenges, because occasionally they throw those in these events. But stage 1 should be pretty straightforward, even though the recommended PR, by the way, this event does not have a PR requirement. It's only recommended. So you only need to get as much as you need. So if you're really good, then you may just be able to complete this event without getting any tuning. Although, tuning is just motorsport dollars, so I feel like it's a relatively easy currency to at least, accumulate. You just have to farm for a few days. Only, the downside of motorsport dollars is that there's 250,000 motorsport dollar earnings cap per day. So if you have maxed out your earning per day, and if the event is expiring, and if you cannot afford any more tunings, then yeah, that's a situation that I'm trying to avoid. So I kind of had to wait a little bit before getting started on this event, so I have sufficient fund in my bank here, basically. And I actually ran through this event and completed it on my other account with Renault. And what I am noticing is the recommended PR is not the same for AlfaTauri compared to the Team Renault. Of course, they have different base PR. Renault has slightly higher base PR. So yeah, this one has higher recommended PR than when I went through this event in Renault. So depending on the team you pick, you may have different PR recommendation as well, most likely. So yeah, and when I ran through, speaking of my other run, I didn't bother with any bot training when I ran through with Renault, and it did get pretty difficult, I want to say, in the last stage. So this time around, I'm gonna try to see if I can do some bot management here early on. So instead of just like blowing through this event, going flat out from top to bottom, I am actually going to do what I'm doing, which is just kind of giving it the bare minimum without having the goal drag out too long. So we'll see if the bots get any easier when I get to that final stage. Alright, so that is good enough for 2 goals down. And of course, the Red Bull Ring, one of the smaller Grand Prix circuits. It's smaller than Monza, so payout obviously is slightly less. It's longer than Monaco, yes, but Monaco is a very unique circuit, right? And yeah, so that takes us to the goal 3, where we have to overtake 4 cars. And if I remember correctly, this one ends as soon as you make those 4 overtakes. Right. So quicker you complete the overtakes, less distance you have to travel. Will that mess up my bot training? Yeah, that brings out a different dilemma. But you know what? I'm gonna see if I can try to overtake as quickly as I can. I know, I sound like I have complete control over that, like the other bots aren't gonna do anything. Alright. 2 down. Chasing down Patel. Let's see. Typically around these corners, these bots slow down quite a bit. And but of course, considering that AlfaTauri, one of my weaknesses in AlfaTauri is the grip, So yeah, grip and acceleration, I believe, are the 2 weaknesses of this car. But nevertheless, didn't have to run a full lap. Minute and change. Minute 4 and change, to be exact. Pick up a few driver XP, and the payout is going to be 2 full laps worth, 16,000 and change. So yeah, like each lap pays you about 8,000 motorsport dollars. So that is, of course, little less than Monza, but slightly more than Monaco, as I was saying. So, and definitely a lot less than Spa, which currently is the longest Grand Prix circuit in the game. And since they took out Suzuka for 2020 season, I don't know, I miss Suzuka. I like that circuit. That's a classic, So maybe, I feel like, considering that we have 4 more Grand Prix events, they have to include Suzuka in there, right? I mean, what's left? We probably will have Catalunya, right? And Suzuka. And we haven't done American, right? So we still have Circuit of the Americas and Yas Marina. So I'm anticipating those are going to be the 4 remaining Grand Prix events in the game, which will be unlocked in the next version. So yeah, but at this point, I don't know. I am kind of suffering from a bit of Real Racing 3 fatigue. I know, after all these years. I don't know, something about the daily grind of, you know, running to collect the farm for motorsport dollars. I don't know, something about that just kind of, I don't know, rubs me the wrong way. What can I say? It's just not as exciting. And obviously I've been doing that. But I am beginning to kind of get less and less interested. What can I say? So we'll see. I will still make my way through this event, but you know, like future events, if this continues, I don't know how long I can. I will continue doing this just because, yeah, as I said, I'm feeling kind of fatigued from the way the game is going. Like for a mobile gaming, it's like a little more than what I care to manage. You know what I mean? So, all right, it is what it is. And things are just getting way too expensive, I think. I know. I have been playing this game for a long time. I mean, pretty much since 2013. So over the, you know, many years of playing this, I have managed to accumulate quite a bit of currency, but still, the new ones are getting pretty pricey. So, all right. Anyway, that will do it for this stage 1 video. Stay tuned for stage 2. So see you then. Take care.